Hi, I'm Larry Carver, and I want to go over a few of the things you have to complete in this course in technology and society to achieve a grade. Now, there are 5 things on which you're graded. Discussions. Every week there's a discussion posting. You are expected to respond to that posting and respond to one other person's. Each one of those is worth 5 points for a total of 10 points a week. Now, when you're responding to somebody's post, it's not going to count for 5 points by just saying, I agree. A response has to be a little bit more dialogue than that. Now, there are 15 weeks, so there'll be 15 discussions. Discussions worth 100 points. How do I get the points? I add up all your discussions. If you have 150 of them, I divide it by 150 and multiply it times 100, and that gives me 100. If you have less than the 150, I still divide whatever that number is by 150, multiply it times 100, and that tells me the total number of points you will have. So discussions, 100 points. Diigo, 100 points. Now, Diigo is an online bookmarking application. There'll be instructions on how you can get to the class Diigo, but there is a Diigo group set up for IDS390. Each week in this course, there will be a different topic that we'll be discussing. For example, in the second week, it's biotechnology. We move on into space technology and space exploration, right through the semester. What you're supposed to do with Diigo is you go out and online, you can find another website or something that you can bookmark to Diigo. Now, why do I have you doing Diigo? It's not meant to be busy work. Technology changes immediately. There is no way you can publish a textbook and have it current. So as soon as that textbook is published, it's out of date because there's technology that's newer than that discussed in the textbook. So I want you to go to Diigo and find out what's new in that area, post it. Everybody in the class will be able to see those posts. Now, and this is very important, in the first week you'll divide it into 3 groups of 3. Each group is responsible to follow each other's Diigo postings. And at the end of every 5-week period of time, somebody in that group, we'll start off with the first person listed in the group, they'll be responsible to confirm that everybody in the group has posted to Diigo. So they'll need to report, student A made 4 postings, student B made 5 postings, student C, and so on. The reason I want to do this is because under assignments, when we get down to assignments, you'll understand. But let me go back here. Diigo, 10 points a week. And those 10 points a week equal 150. Again, I get your total points, 100 points for Diigo, but there's 150 you can get. So if you post 10 times, or 10 points each week, for 15 weeks, you got 150 divided by 150, multiply times 100, that's 100 points. Now, there's also 5 points each 5-week period for a total of 15 points. Those are additional points, and those will be treated almost like extra credit points in your final tally. The idea is I want you to be talking to other people in your group. I want some dialogue going on. I want the group to develop some cohesion, because under assignments, you'll find in the third assignment, the third major assignment worth 25 points, it's a group project. And I want the group to have worked together a little bit before we get to that project. Now, the other assignments, the first assignment is you got to write a paper. Second one is you're going to do a multimedia using Animoto. I've I've arranged that everybody will have free 6 months access to Animoto. And so your second assignment will be a multimedia assignment. Your third one is a group assignment. And your fourth one is dealer's choice. You can either do another Animoto or write a paper. But all papers that are submitted to me, including the first short assignment, which is a 10-point assignment where you do a timeline, and there's more on that in lesson 1, all papers must be submitted as a PDF. And the reason for that is I can record comments on your PDFs, and I want you to hear what I have to say about your papers. So all papers submitted in a PDF. If they're not submitted in a PDF, I don't grade them. Now, one other thing I forgot to mention here under discussions. Discussions are only good for the week of the lesson. It does you no good 5 weeks later say, oh my gracious, I haven't posted any discussions, I'm going to go back and catch up. There's no catch up because we move on to the next topic. And once people have moved on, nobody is going to read your discussion. So you don't get points if you don't make your discussion during the week the discussion is posted. Quizzes. There are 4 quizzes and a short quiz. Short one is true or false or multiple choice, and that's to see how well you know the course and what's expected of you. Quizzes, 25 points, 4 of them, 5 questions, 5 point each, and I comment on your quizzes. Same as I do on your assignments. You get comments from me. So I hope you go back and review those comments to see what I had to say. The last thing is a research paper or a project. That's at the end of the semester. At some point you're going to have to send me your topic for your research paper or project. But it's a 5-page paper, a minimum of 5 pages, and that's with 1-inch margins, double spacing, 12-point font. Since you're going to be submitting them online, I prefer to get them in Arial or some other sans serif. It's hard to read a serif like Times New Roman on a computer screen, so it's easier if you have a sans serif. All of your assignments and your research papers need to have good references. I want references that are appropriate. Wikipedia and somebody's blog is not an appropriate reference. They have to be research. So when you're doing a research paper, if you can list Wikipedia if you've used it for something, but you better have 5 good references other than Wikipedia. I just cringe when I see Wikipedia. Now, if you're doing a project, there are some guidelines for that. I think it has to be 8 minutes long, and you can do PowerPoint, but the slides have to go automatically, and it has to be narrated. I don't want to have to punch the space bar to get to the next slide. You can make a video like this. You can find other ways of being creative to do a multimedia. But there's more on that. We talk about that towards the end of the semester. But hopefully, this little introduction gives you some idea what's expected of you in the class this semester. Now, most of this material is also written down, but I thought it would be nice if you could hear it from me in person by way of this video. So I'm looking forward to a good semester. If you have any questions, never hesitate to email me or give me a call. Until the next video, so long.